What is neuroscience? The study of the development, structure, and function of the nervous system with a special focus on the brain and its role in behavioral and cognitive function. What? Okay, for those of us that really can't comprehend what the textbook definition for neuroscience is, I wanted to simplify it. It's essentially the study of the brain. Not just that gray, gooey goodness that zombies crave, but the nervous system as well. So, it looks into how we may think, react to certain objects, ideas, or just about anything that gets our gears turning. What does brain function have to do with marketing? Well, we've all heard of product testing or focus groups that help determine how well a product's going to do in the market. Well, with the use of neuroscience, companies will be able to test buyers and see how their brain reacts to different advertising styles as well as the products themselves. The study of the nervous system has made it possible to accurately measure the feelings consumers have when thinking of a product or viewing a commercial through fMRI scans. It also allows companies to break down exactly what people feel about a product. Well, what about old-fashioned conventional market testing? The difference between this and, say, focus groups is that they will get unbiased opinions because there isn't necessarily a filter for the initial thought to pass through. It is read immediately, and the consumer isn't given that second or two to respond and possibly withhold any information that may be their true opinion. Another benefit of neuromarketing versus other means of testing of a product is that they can predict how a product will do before it's even produced. This is possible by testing people's reactions to the idea of a product. This is beneficial because it can prevent a company from producing a flop and preventing unnecessary expenditures. For example, a big-time Hollywood movie could use neuromarketing during the editing process and measure how the brain reacts to each version and determine which version makes the final cut. Okay, so if you're still lost, I wanted to compare this to something you may be aware of. Brand loyalty. You may have heard of the Pepsi Challenge, commercials that ran back in the 70s and 80s. It revealed that through blind taste tests, the country actually preferred the taste of Pepsi over Coke. Well, 30 years later, a man named Reed Montague wanted to dig a little deeper. He decided to hold the same test with people unaware of what they were drinking initially. He found out that Pepsi versus Coke, 50-50 across the board. But after he told the people they were drinking Coke when they were drinking Coke and Pepsi when they were drinking Pepsi, the numbers actually changed. It was 75% Coke, 25% Pepsi. Why? He observed brain patterns to view that blood flow to the medial prefrontal cortex, or the good or bad switch in our brain, increased. This means that people's whole ideas were changed due to preconceived notions about Coca-Cola. I want you to do something for me. Look down. Go ahead. Look down at what you're wearing. I am sure that there's something you have on that you bought due to brand loyalty, and not because you thought it was a superior product. Or go to your fridge. Is there Coke in there? Or is they store brand cola? Go to your laundry room. Is there Tide or Walmart? This ties in because this is exactly what companies want to achieve by doing these studies. They want to know what causes you to buy blind. Now what? With this research, companies will be able to tweak how they advertise products so the consumer will be more willing to freely purchase the product. This means that by simply watching a commercial, you could be in the process of being manipulated into purchasing Nike shoes over the competitor. Companies already do this by appealing to our inner child, or maybe past feel-good moments, but now they're getting even deeper into our minds. Advertising shoes or food is one thing, but using this information to manipulate others' views is something entirely different. What worries me is when political parties get a hold of this research. They may be able to manipulate us and use ads to pass laws that aren't good for the people. I hope today has been an eye-opener. Let's think for ourselves and not let others brainwash us into choosing an inferior product. In turn, companies will be forced to make better products and compete against each other fairly.